minutes. A little bit of team stats here for you. I forgot to touch on. We have Dooley with 14 games played. We have Pavement with 8, or I'm sorry, not 8 games played. I'm trying to get my notes correct here. Can't read my writing. But anyways, we got a starting lineup here out of Pavement. Dooley and Batsley. And Batsley's going to pull early.
Right up the map, the inside to the second goal. Always a pleasure to see for these teams like this. This should be a nice and easy
The Rodan have definitely warmed up. They've started things off real hot, but I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can do because Dooley's over here at 14 goals. We got Batsley at 9 goals. We got K-Flip at 8 goals. And these are just the players represented because Fix, who is their substitute, who is not currently in the game, also has a couple goals credited to his name. The assists are all there. The saves are all there. We have K-Flip standing out assists for the Rodan at 10 assists and also in saves, but he's over there met with Dooley and Badsy, also getting up there in the teens for save. We've got 13 from Dooley, 15 from Badsley, and 14 from K-Flip. So they're definitely a well-rounded team and well-deserving of this start over here for the Kaiju franchise. And then on the opposite side of things, we got the only Crow, Sleepy Harlow, and we also have in Brett MG. Now they also have some similar stats too, but Brett MG is going to be in there as a starter with his 16 games played. We got the only Crow with his 13 and Sleepy Harlow with her 12, so definitely well deserving of their start as well. 19 goals from Crow, 12 from Brett MG. These guys are just absolutely nuts, and they've been killing it entire season thus far.
Yeah, so far this game. Oh, and there you go. Right up as soon as you stop, there's Dooley. I can't help myself but see goals as Dooley comes up with a nice cleanup goal off the back wall. So far, the Kaiju doing really, really well.
Yeah, dude, KG, I love putting you in those situations where, I don't know, it just, every time it seemed to transfer over and we cross paths and trade off. And what a great goal from K-Flip as he just air dribbles it off of the left wall as I'm trying to call out KG for the transfer. I love doing that to you, dude. Dude, this transfer off the wall into the net is absolutely nuts, dude. 3-0 is your scoreline.
Yeah, that was a great night. I want to say that Dooley kind of faked him out right there at the end. So K-Flip, good job keeping concentration. As Batsley deflecting this and K-Flip keeping it in. That looks like it has a chance to go in. It doesn't. Dooley able to deflect it to the other side. I believe he's going to try to take control of this. He does. Not getting the pitch. Demoing, however. Brad trying to take control. It's an off touch by K-Flip that can't get over Batsley. Brad can't clean this up. It does clean it up, getting over Dooley, and they're going to reduce this lead from 3-0 to 3-1.
They needed something to happen, and they struck early here, or at least as early as they possibly could. Just under 2 minutes of gameplay. It's 3-1. Brett MG slotting that one away. The pass off of the only Crow, and then we get into our 5th kickoff of the game. Crow's going to be able to get that one in their favor, but K-Flip's going to turn that one away over into the side of the Emperor Penguins. Now it goes down dangerously for the Emperor Penguins, but nothing comes of it. Brett MG turns that one away. He's going to be able to claw that one up off of the wall, but Badsley's in there quickly to meet it. Now Sleepy Harlow's going to be trying to clear this one away. Gets it off to the center. Shot is there, but Brett MG makes a great save. Now K-Flip over in the corner with the Brett MG. He gets the touch. Goes off the corner nicely for them, but only Crow goes up. The attempt is not quite met, but Sleepy Harlow cleans that up for herself. And now they are on the offensive attack. Dooley turning that one away, and Brett MG putting it back in. It's got a chance here. No touches made on the ball. It goes off the backboard. It's right there in the slot. Crow makes a shot, and Dooley gets a great save there. Now something's happening in the corner. Now we got Harlow. We got 2 blue players there for it. Batson puts it off towards the midfield. K-Flip's going to continue this pressure back into the Emperor Penguins end. And the only Crow's putting it back into the end of the Rodan. Very, very back and forth so far.
Yes, and that was a great demo and another good demo, and they're playing a little bit more aggressive after those 3 goals. They are turning it around really quickly. A couple of misses, but most of those misses are actually coming from the Kaiju right now.
KG, I think I've turned it over to you as a goal is scored 3 times this game, dude. I apologize, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But we get into another opportunity here for the Emperor Penguins. It's going to go off the left post. Can it clean it up? The only Crow is there to do so. Great pass from Sleepy Harlow. She gets another assist and another stat line for this game. She is at 1 assist, 1 save, and 2 shots. Brett MG currently at 2 goals, no assists, 1 save, and the only Crow 1 goal, 1 assist, and 1 save in this really just last minute or so of game played. They've really been able to turn it around and get those stats in their favor. Now we got a tie game because of it.
Oh yeah, this is getting very intense. They have really turned themselves around. Kaiju with a... Oh, no, this is a deflection. Oh, couldn't get it in. Crow just missing a great pass off the sidewall. Bread going up for it, centering it. Crow's going away with Sleepy coming in. Nice little touch. Does it get over? No, it's hit away by K-Flip. Bread going in to try it out, hitting it far to the right. Dooley taking over. A nice block by Crown that's going to land in front of the goal. Can Sleepy get up and get it? No, a little too hard. And K-Flip's going to try to clear it out. And Bread and K-Flip meeting at the 50, double 50 if you will. Dooley hitting it up towards K-Flip. K-Flip not going for it, getting it over Bread. That's another hit to the side. Brown trying to get there. Batsley stopping that one. Dooley and Crown and Bread meeting. It's in the middle. Can Harlow dunk it down? No, she cannot. It's off the crossbar. K-Flip to Bread, and Bread is going to finish this up, and they take the lead after a 3-0 deficit.
First game of the night, first hat trick of the night. Everybody throw your caps onto the field. That's 3 goals from Bread MG. We've got 2 assists now from Sleepy Harlow. Great dynamic coming out of them too. And just overall good team play from this Emperor Penguins team. I'm really liking the fact that they took those first couple of goals. They kind of took it with a grain of salt. You know, this is the feeler game. You know, it's a stream game, a little bit of nerves. They've settled, they're in this, and now they're winning. So very, very, very good play from the Emperor Penguins. And tip of the cap for you guys for not staying out of it. You know, you kept your heads in, and now you find yourself above, and another shot coming. It gets turned away by Batsley. Batsley coming down with a savior medal now. Crow turns it away in the midfield, putting it back into the end of the Rodan. 50 met in the corner. Crow's going to try to continue this pressure. Dooley a little bit awkward there. Great 50 there from the only Crow, but it gets turned away by K-Flip. Off towards the midfield it goes, and now Sleepy Harlow dumps that one back in. Dooley out towards the midfield. A missed touch from Brett MG. This could be disaster for the Emperor Penguins, but Crow stands strong and puts that one away to the corner. Brett MG now great 50 there. K-Flip couldn't quite get it around him. Now Batsley's over there awkward in the midfield. Crow gets a great touch past him. Can they finish this off? We got extracurriculars here. We got 1 second. Clock is at 0, but we are still playing this game out, and the ball may touch. No, Crow keeps it up. Now it's off in the corner. Batsley's going to keep that one up for them. They're desperately in need to turn it around, but they can't quite get the touch, and the Emperor Penguins walk away with game 1.
What a game. That was exciting. 4 unanswered points after 3 unanswered points. I can't wait for these next 3 games. This is going to be really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, going into this, we knew these teams were even. We knew that they had a lot to offer, both offensively and defensively, and they came out of the gates just completely demolishing all expectations. You know, we thought that we might see, 1 or 2 goals per game, maybe like a 1-2 score line, maybe 1-0 score line. No, they're putting up 7 goals total from both teams. Brett MG getting 3 goals and 1 save for himself, and absolutely earning that MVP.
Oh yeah, and I think I don't see 7 goals happening this time around, to be honest. I think the defenses are going to shore themselves up a little bit. The shots on goal, 11 to 12. That is an absolutely great stat line for both teams. They're putting on a lot of pressure, and obviously that's why we saw 7 goals between the two. I just do not think that the amount of pressure is going to equal the goals. I think they're going to shore up their rotations and settle down a little bit for these next 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we see both teams really start to fine-tune their offense and really start to fine-tune their defense. There was defense in both sides of the field, right? Like Emperor Penguins, they had a couple saves for themselves. Rodan, they also had a couple of saves for themselves. It was just a matter of who's going to be able to bury those shots a little bit better than the other team, and Emperor Penguins were able to do that in game 1. Now, getting into game number 2, I'm expected to see the same sort of thing, maybe a little bit less of a scoreline, but I'm not going to be complacent if we do see more than 7 goals in this game. Actually, I'd be pretty much for it. It would be great to see we get into kickoff number 1 and take us away with it.
Looks like Brett MG is going to hit it, and that's an accidental hit. Brett gets in front of it, and there's a goal. As you transfer it to me, another goal scored. We're just going to keep this up throughout the entire thing. Maybe we just transfer back and forth and see how many goals we can actually get.
See how many awkward turnovers we can get through the cast. No, I definitely am for that. Okay, like, let's get a prediction down in chat. Go and see how many awkward turnovers or transfers we can get. My guess is probably another 5 or so through this next couple games, but we'll see. But Sleepy turning that one away. They're in their defensive end here. Now K-Flip trying to clean that up, but can't make that shot quite the way he wanted. Now Crow turning away towards the midfield. Gets a great touch over Dooley. Going to continue this. He's going to be able to put a shot on, but K-Flip stands tall and gets a great save off of the goal line. Now Brett MG up for it. He's going to make a touch. Dooley with a save coming from that one as well. Now Crow at the midfield gets demoed. A lot of pressure is now alleviated from the Rodan as they're going to have a lot of time with it, but Brett MG is going to come in and challenge in the corner. Now Sleepy Harlow over in the opposite corner. 50's Dooley gets a great 50, kind of just dies, and they're going to be able to clean it up from the Rodan's end. Crow makes a great bump attempt here. They have a chance, but the 50 is met and goes out towards the midfield for the Emperor Penguins to meet. Sleepy Harlow up, puts it back towards the midfield, and Dooley dumping it back into the end of the Emperor Penguins off the backboard. A great touch there. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to sit on his nose, and Dooley's going to be able to get that goal accredited for that weird, awkward touch off the own goal.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those weird ones. It's hard for me to read those, I know that, and it can be hard for a lot of people to read that rounded edge at the top, especially when it bounces off 2 different surfaces. Did all they could, nice patience, didn't throw it in, it just happened to bounce the wrong way.
No, I mean, I definitely agree. That's definitely a hard touch to make. No shame in having that become an own goal, but unfortunately it does count against you, and the game is now tied because of it. And another goal coming from Harlow says, this game's not tied. We're up by 1. Emperor Penguins now lead 2-1.
Yeah, the game has been aggressive. I'm obviously wrong on the score, maybe, well, possibly. There's still 4 minutes to go. But they are both playing really aggressive, and even though there's been 3 goals scored pretty quickly, I would say that they're doing really well overall defensively together, probably calming very well, and you can sort of see it in each of their gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, Emperor Penguins just putting on a lot of pressure here early on in game number 2, and the Rodan are having to make saves because of it. They've got 2 saves already, only a minute and a half, or a little bit over a minute and a half in the game. Another one coming out of Badsley as Crow puts on a shot. Another opportunity comes, but it goes wide of the goal. Now K-Flip left to clean it up, puts it off into the corner. Sleepy Harlow, she's going to dump it back in. It's going to be dangerous for the Rodan, but it gets turned away. K-Flip now trying to break away, but Brett MG meets him. Badsley now in the corner with it. Dooley kind of gets an awkward touch there. Not the touch that he was looking for, but it does get flipped over one of the attackers. Now Sleepy Harlow and Crow trying to figure things out. They do get it back into the end of the Rodan, but it gets turned away. An open goal here, but Badsley can't quite put it on. And Dooley can't necessarily clean that one up, unfortunately for the Rodan. But here come your Emperor Penguins. They put it off of the right wall, and Brett MG is going to continue this over into the Rodan end, but Badsley quick to turn that one away. Now Crow over into the corner. Dooley there to meet it. Sleepy Harlow putting it out towards the midfield. Great infield pass. And it's going to go off the corner. Brett MG can't quite put that one on, and K-Flip now left to try to scramble for a clear here. They are running dangerously low on boost, and they have just been starved the entire time of this game. But Badsley's trying to change that, and they might do just that.
Yes, they did. They needed that desperately. Badsley needed to get down there and waste some time. And now, maybe I wouldn't call this a counterattack, but they at least give themselves a breather as Badsley trying to keep it in. A little bit dangerous here as Crow's actually going to get it back into. Great demo. Couldn't pass it back to Sleepy in time. And that's actually going to be a miss hit by Brett MG. Can Dooley get in front of it? A 50 into the corner. A nice demo right there by Badsley, but Crow able to get in front of that one and slow this down a little bit. Seeing if they can move up. They cannot. And that is actually going to be a great 50 by Badsley. He's actually going to go in. What a weird hit. Those weird hits, getting it off the ceiling, it really does a lot of good for some people.
A little bit of a disastrous play there. Unfortunately, not going the way the Emperor Penguins were wanting. They had 2 players there committing for that same 50, and unfortunately you have a bump in the goal, resulting in a great play for the Rodan, and now game is tied once again. Do we see extracurriculars here, or an overtime even? We'll see. I'm definitely about it, but we have a minute and a half left on the clock for these teams to change that.
Yes, as Crow hits it into the corner, you can see both these teams are playing, I would say, really well. Just most of these goals have been off a couple of mishits, and if any one of these teams can keep their composure, they're going to be the winning team.
No, I would definitely agree. And as we get to the final minute, we're going to try to change that here, but Emperor Penguins can't strike quick enough. Now we got Sleepy Harlow. She's going to dump it back in, try to get a pass off, but Dooley breaks that up. Dooley gets it off into the midfield. Now Crow is left to turn that one away. He stalls a little bit, and Brett MG and Harlow are communicating, trying to get that play out of the goal line and out of the danger zone, and they do. Brett MG is going to turn this back towards the midfield. He's going to follow it. It's going to be Crow who's going to get the follow, and Dooley's going to be out to make that touch, and he does so nicely. Now, a little bit of a weird touch there from Batsley's going to put it dangerously in front for Rodan, and Brett MG's not going to be able to be there in time to put that opportunity on. But the Emperor Penguins, once again, having a lot of pressure here, and I'm really enjoying this sort of gameplay from them.
Yes, I agree, and I have to give credit to Kaiju right now. The K-Flip has been on point, to be honest. They've been playing really patient and really smart, and that save right there at the end really did save the win right there. So we could be going into overtime here with 0 seconds, nobody getting to the ball, and I have to give K-Flip pretty much all the credit at the very end there.
K-Flip sitting down there on the scoreboard at 177 points. We all know that points don't necessarily mean your touches aren't important. He has definitely been a deciding factor in some of these counterattack touches and in some of these pressure touches, but the only Crow is going to try to put a touch on net. No touches made from Rodan, and the only Crow strikes first in the overtime, putting Emperor Penguins up 2-0 in this series of 4.
Yes, just a miss hit by Bats. They couldn't mark it properly, and K-Flip in the right position, but also out of position. So Emperor Penguins banging it and winning that game. Oh, we got a traitor. I didn't know Red scored on themselves, to be honest. Kind of missed that.
Yeah, that was that awkward touch that he was trying to
yes.
catch off the goal line that just unfortunately couldn't go their way.
Forgot they called that a traitor.
But it looks like we might have a substitution here. Captain K-Flip is deciding to head out. Sir Caden Shirestein, Philip the 11th, if you will, old NSC throwback, has exited the game. But that being said, we'll see what their substitute fix will be able to come in and do for their team. I definitely think that if there were to be a change made, now would be the time to do it, and they do just that.
Yes, and I'm excited to see what the well, to be honest, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Fix, maybe? I'm excited to see what they bring. Looking at their stats, they had 9 games played, 2 goals, 8 assists, and 7 saves. So it seems like they're playmaker and defense. So maybe they can get the Fix can get the ball up to Batsley and Dooley and see if they can get some goals, because they kind of desperately need a little bit of offense. Even though they've scored 3 and 2, I kind of feel like Emperor Penguins have been on the attack the entire time.
No, I mean, and that's a great point too. It doesn't feel like Rodan has really had a chance to break out and to give themselves any sort of breathing room. The Emperor Penguins just bearing down and trying to break down the defense of the Rodan. And even though they might not have been able to do it during regulation last game, they still ended up taking that game in overtime and really just showing why their 10-6 record is just a little bit better than the Rodan's 9-7.
Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of, it seems to me, other than the beginning of the first game, it seems to me that the Kaiju are a patient team, and these Emperor Penguins are a lot more aggressive, and they have been showing it. They've been peppering them with shots. They've been demoing them in goal. They've been just getting in their way constantly. So this has been a very good display of Rocket League and teamwork by the Emperor Penguins in these first 2 games.
Yeah, no, definitely. But that substitution of Fix for K-Flip does look like it's paying off for the Rodan team, because they have a bunch of pressure and the rotations look really, really good here in this first 40 seconds or so. And now Fix is trying to get a goal on the board for themselves, showing that that substitution was really worthy of being made. And Dooley dumps that one back in for Fix. Fix gets a great pass into the infield, but nobody's able to make that touch for the Rodan. Now Sleepy turns that one away. Sleepy gonna try to continue that, but she can't quite get the touch over the defender. Crow, a great flick up. Opportunity comes for it. Brett MG is not gonna be able to put that one on, but a great pass comes. Sleepy can't quite put that one on. Crow's left to try to put a shot on, but it goes off the top right part of the goal. Now Brett MG is gonna try to get that touch back towards the midfield, and the defense is scrambling all over the place, trying to get a little bit of breathing room. Like we said, Fix can't quite make that touch, but Batsley backs him up and is able to do so. Now Brett MG dumping it back in. Sleepy Harlow is going to try to make a touch. He thought about it, but Crow was left the ball, and Crow was dangerous because he's able to put that one in the back of the net, and now we have 1-0.
Yes, great hit and great mark right there. I was about to say Fix has been actually making a name for themselves right to start, but landing in front of them and not able to make that play as Crow takes it from the corner, hitting it down. They've got they're playing so aggressive right now that I feel that Kaiju is on their brakes. Another shot by Brett MG hitting up the cross, and Crow is going to clean that one up. And they really are pushing Kaiju around.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he has 19 goals coming into this series, right? You know, we're expecting a lot from Crow, and he is definitely delivering as he's gotten himself a couple goals in this game, 2 as of right now. But those goals have been fed pretty nicely by Brett MG. So we got a couple players to look out for in stats, but the Emperor Penguins try to put a third one in, but Crow can't quite put that for themselves. Sleepy Harlow, she's going to dump it back in off the corner. She's going to try to do it all herself. She gets another great touch. I can't see because of demo, and then it gets turned away by a fixed save there. What a great save. Crow putting it back in. Dooley's going to turn that one out. Sleepy Harlow, she's going to be able to put something on that. Fix has to go up for it. Sleepy can't quite get the 50 that she was wanting. She's going to go up for it. She's going to try to get a corner touch, but she puts it on net, but Fix gets a great save. Now Brett MG's out the midfield. Gets that one back into the end of the Rodan. Now Dooley's able to break out for Rodan. This might be an opportunity, but no, it gets turned away. The defender stands strong, and Batsley is going to make a touch out towards midfield. Brett MG is just waiting for it, and Dooley a great clear to give themselves time and the Rodan to regroup and really recollect themselves.
Yes, I've been watching. I apologize, but I've been watching Batsley for this past minute or two. It seems to me that not only Batsley but Dooley are a little hesitant this game. Not as fast as they were the past 2 games, and Fixes has been all over the place. I really want to see them step up a little bit and take a little bit of control because, as I said before, these Emperor Penguins are really putting on a lot of pressure, and they've been in the Kaiju's half more than well over 50% as the double tap off the back wall almost goes in. The ball's still hanging out in front. Crow can't quite get it in. Great clear by Fix, and this was a very good move to bring Fix in as Sleepy Harlow is able to get it away. Batsley keeping it in, and this is what they need. They need to keep it in. Dooley pushing himself up. Let's see if they can get a nice pass as Batsley tried to make it. Dooley getting it off the wall, doing it himself. And what a move by Batsley in goal to get Sleepy Harlow out of the way just enough to get Dooley a nice touch.
Yeah, the Rodan definitely needed something, and that was definitely what they were looking for out of that opportunity. And you know, you hope this might generate some momentum for them if you're a Rodan fan or if you're a Kaiju franchise member. You know, you are down 1, but we have seen that neither team is really wanting to concede a game. You know, it's a stream game. Everybody's liking stream games because they're all highlights and stuff like that. Everybody gets their name announced, and everybody's in here trying their best, showing off for the community, and it's really fun to watch so far. But Emperor Penguins, once again, over here on the offensive side of the field. Now Sleepy Harlow's dumping that one in. A great shot. Batsley turns that one away. Now Brett MG back at the midfield. Puts it off of the corner. Unfortunately, Dooley can't make a touch and bumps a teammate. Crow's going to have all the time in the world with this, but the 100 boost doesn't spawn. They're not going to be able to make a play off the wall because of that great pass opportunity comes. It gets to turn. Now Harlow in midfield. Harlow's up for it. She's going to try to make a touch. Can't quite make it, but Brett MG backs her up. Now it gets turned away by Dooley. Dooley puts it out towards the midfield. Crows there going to try to make a catch, but can't catch it quite on his hood the way he was wanting. Now Harlow gets that one back at the end of the Rodan. Fix. Great 50 clear. Puts it back into the Emperor Penguin corner.
Yeah, and Dooley's going to try to make a play on this off the back wall. They have been a little bit more aggressive in this past minute or two. It's a little bit less as Fix going to make a center, can't quite get it, demoing somebody in mid-air, and a little bit of a counterattack as the ball's going to probably drop. No, it's going in the air. I'll wait. I'll hold my breath for a second. Brett MG nailing it down, and the Emperor Penguins winning another one, going for the sweep. I have to say that Fix coming in really changed the dynamic. It slowed down Emperor Penguins a little bit. They picked up the pace a little bit middle past midway through the game. But I think keeping Fix in is probably one of the better ideas.
Yeah, I mean, Fix definitely his stats speak for themselves. You know, he's over there with 4 saves, so definitely on the goal line, standing tall and strong. But Emperor Penguins still trying to bear down on this Rodan squad, and they do so, and they get up 3-0 in this set of 4. Look like we're gonna have another substitution here. Batsley is gonna go out. I believe that would bring K Flip back into the game. So Rodan are trying every trick they have to try to stop this Emperor Penguins squad. Will it be enough? Stay tuned to find out. K Flip does enter the game. So we'll see what turns out for the Rodan squad in game 4. Do we see a sweep? Maybe. Do we see a 3-1? Maybe. You know, who's to say? But with Fix coming in, I believe it did disrupt the chemistry that the team had going on for the Rodan a little bit.
Mhm.
But Fix did have good stats to back up why he deserved to be in that last game. So, is it a good decision? Bad decision? Who's to tell? The decision was made, and because
Mhm.
of that, it was a 2-1 scoreline. Uh, and we have Fix K Flip Dooley coming in this game. So we'll see if that's the squad that Rodan wants to be able to turn things around with, or if the Emperor Penguins will come up ultimately on top.
Yes, and the last game, 15 shots to 1. Emperor Penguins to Rodan, and Rodan really needs to turn that around. They've got to get shots on goal. Just do something. Put them near it. Dooley's gonna make a play. Crown's going to 50 that one. They're just a lot faster right now than Rodan. Rodan's playing a little uh, apprehensive, if you will. Red MG's gonna try to take this, trying to make a shot on goal. K-Flip able to hit it away. A 51 by Crow. That's gonna get into the center. Nobody there. Dooley missing it. Can anybody get there in time? A 4-player 50 with Fix trying to clear out to the other side, getting it under Crow, jumping up in the air, trying to make a play with Sleepy Harlow. What a great block right there. Getting to the other side. K-Flip taking control, getting it around Bread, centering it. Sleepy Harlow kicking to the other side. Fix trying to make a play and missing. And looks like the teams are a little excitable right now. People are kind of bumping into each other and making kind of weird rotations, like Sleepy Hollow moving a little too far up front and getting dunked on by Dooley.
Yeah, great shot, great pass too, coming from K Flip. So a little bit too anxious there in that play, but it does cost them a goal because that player couldn't stay at the back post. But nothing too worrisome just yet. You know, you got 4 minutes to play. Emperor Penguins need to strike soon if they want to be able to tie it and then generate more momentum because of it. They might do it here. Red MG can't quite get there in time. Great pass from Sleepy Harlow, but it was a little bit too high. Crow trying to dump that one back in. Fix is there to meet it in the corner. Fix can't make that follow-up touch, though, and K-Flip 50s Harlow. Red MG's putting it off the backboard. Can they clean it up here? Crow is obviously there to do it. He's been able to do it the entire night. And now we get a score line that is tied at 1.
Yes, Crow just always there to clean up. I've noticed that it looks like the team sets up Crow. Not that it's a bad thing or in any way. It's a good thing if it keeps working, and it keeps working. So 1-1 tie with 3:30 to go. The ball's sitting right in front of Rodan's net yet again. Harlow can't touch it. Can Crow dunk it? No. Dooley able to get it out of there. Bread's gonna keep it in. Trying to ram it down their throats, it kind of looked like, but Fix and K-Flip are double teaming the ball right now, and they're double teaming each other. This is not looking good for Rodan. They need to really get themselves situated as Dooley trying to take it up the ceiling. A miss hit right there. Can K-Flip land in? No. Great save by Crow. Again mentioning Crow. Fix and Crow 15. Crow winning that one just by a little and just enough. Dooley keeping it back into Rodan's zone. A nice hit off the side, but that's going to be a little too spicy, clearing it towards the other way. Harlow with a miss. That's going to roll up the wall. Can Crow clear that? It's a little bit of a weird hit. K-Flip keeping it in. Can Dooley make a shot? No. Good block by Sleepy. And it looks like Sleepy's going to try to take control, hitting it up with a great 50. And I believe Rodan is now starting to calm down a little bit. They were getting a little excitable, but the Emperor Penguins still seem to have a little bit of momentum going into the last half of this game.
No, I would definitely agree with that. Another opportunity comes for them, but they're not able to put that one on just quite. Another pass here from Crow. K-Flip turns that one away over Brett MG, off towards the midfield. He's going off towards the left wall now. Can't quite get the pinch that he wanted off the wall, but Dooley trying to make something happen. A great 50 there comes out of Crow. Vix is going to be able to turn that one away out of the danger zone, back in the danger zone. And Dooley, once again, turning that one away. K-Flip getting the 50 off of Harlow. Harlow just puts it over the crossbar. Can't quite put that one on. A great opportunity that was for them. Now Crow and Sleepy are going to be able to communicate, get that one back into the end of the Rodan. Sleepy setting herself up, but Crow's there once again to clean up. Dude, Crow has been playing the role of the cleanup crew or the janitorial service or the maid service or whatever you want to call it. He's been there the entire night, just able to really sweep these little weird touches, weird little floaters away. And because of that, he now has another 2-goal game for himself.
Yes, and something else you got to note that a lot of open goals, and there's a lot of panic with open goals with a lot of people, which is understandable because you get really excited when you see it. But Crow has been doing a great job kind of opening a clinic on how to score on open goals, especially on camera when people are watching you and you've got a decent amount of fans excited to see you on stream. Sleepy's going to take control, get it over Dooley, can get around K-Flip. K-Flip able to keep it away from the goal a little bit as Sleepy deflects it back towards the ball. It just seems to be centered almost every single time the Emperor Penguins hit the ball. Sleepy off the back wall, another center for Crow, and another goal for Crow, and looks like somebody's going to get moved up midway through the year. I'm only kidding, I promise.
No, I'm not sure it's going to be that remarkable, but it is a really, really good sight to see out of Crow. He's now got himself a hat trick, so that's 2 hat tricks out of 2 separate players from the Emperor Penguins in this series. Rodan trying to change that and tie this game, or I mean, cut this lead in half that the Emperor Penguins now have. The scoreline does read 3-1, so they do need to have something happen for themselves soon. But once again, in the end of the Rodan are the Emperor Penguins. A great turn away by Dooley, and it goes down all the way towards the end of the Emperor Penguins, but Crow's there to turn that one away. Gets the save accredited for it. Sleepy Harlow is going to turn that one back towards the midfield, towards a player, and Brett MG is going to be able to save that shot from K-Flip. Fix now gets a great flick. The pass is there. Sleepy Harlow makes a touch. It's not a great one, but it does get around one player and stall a little bit. Now K-Flip catches that in the midfield, tries to turn it back in with a pinch touch off the wall. Once again, not necessarily connecting with it, but now it's a 1v1 situation. Harlow stands tall, and she's able to make a great save. And because of that, we are in the final seconds of the game with the Emperor Penguins on the cusp of a sweep. And Brett MG is going to be able to put that one away. And we might just have ourselves a sweep on stream. It is a little late for the Rodan squad. So we'll see if they can turn it around. 3 goals in 6 seconds, 2 good seconds per goal. Not impossible, but not likely.
No, I would just, K-Flip with an awkward cheat right there. I would have just cheated all 3 of them and see what happens. 0 seconds. Is this another goal? It's not. And just notice that Crow was there with Bread at the end, if you didn't notice that that last goal. So all over the place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, we thought that we would see a very back and forth battle of attrition, and we did see that out of the first game, but the Emperor Penguins coming back in that game 2 overtime and then just completely taking this series away. They get a sweep because of it, and a great game played all around by all players. You know, kudos to everybody. We have the only Crow coming away with the MVP with 3 goals, 1 save, and 3 shots, but that does it for our prospect action. We appreciate you all for watching. If you're from the prospect tier, but stay with us because we do have the contender tier coming up, and this is not going to be something that you're wanting to miss because we have the Dauntless from the Warbirds taking on the Dart Frogs from the Jungle, and it's going to be an intense matchup because the Dauntless here, if we go and take a look at their team stats, have been absolutely unstoppable this season. They have a 16-0 record. They have 48 goals, 14 goals against, 41 saves, and a 35% shooting ratio. Absolutely insanity with those team stats. And then Dart Frogs, you know, they're a little lackluster. They're slow to start. They got a 5-11 start to them. They've got plenty of opportunities here from these stats. It's looking like but their saves against is what's speaking volumes to me. If we're looking at the stat lines, because I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead and take it away. I just completely blanked. I apologize, but just you ever get so caught up in the moment talking about stats, you just completely zone out. That's exactly what happened. But yeah, what are you seeing out of Dart Frogs?
Well, the Dart Frogs, unfortunately, are a little. They're going to have a tough time. I know Dauntless is fast. They can hit the aerials. They've got great teamwork. They know how to pass pretty well. I've played against them a few times. This is my tier, unfortunately, so this is also kind of nice. I get to watch them and really,
It's a scout.
yes. And I'm like rubbing my hands together, excited for. No, they're a really good team. The Dart Frogs do have an uphill battle. What I do like to see is that they have a decent amount of goals and a decent amount of saves. So if they can keep their defense up and then not miss hit and give the ball away, they could probably put a little pressure on Dauntless. But Dauntless and the Warbirds, they do a great job of capitalizing on your mistakes and capitalizing on you just giving the ball right back to them.
No, definitely. I mean, each player here is going to speak for themselves in terms of their stat lines. If we're going to break it down player by player here, we have Dauntless. We're going to have Realtar 21 Killer, Deweese 3018, Financial Greed, and Cali Chromatic. And then on the opposite side of things with the Dart Frogs, we have Preston Do 00, Smitty, Boulder God, former teammate of mine. Shout out Boulder God. And then Mongo representing Dart Frogs. And right away, very, very definitive three-man roster over here on Dauntless. You have Realtar Killer with 16 games played, Deweese 16 games played, and Financial Greed 14 games played. So Captain over there, Cali Chromatic, is definitely doing some work for her squad, really seeing that she's not necessarily the weakest link, but she's not necessarily the starting link here, or in the starting three, because this starting three for this roster is just so incredibly good, and their 16-0 record speaks for themselves. Their goals also speak for themselves, as they all have 15 or more uh, goals representing for that starting three. Cali down there with one. And then assists. Lots of team play going on here, especially Financial Greed down there. He's got 12 assists for himself. And then saves too. So Financial Greed, a little bit more of a third man here, at least from these stats, has 19 saves, but all players have incredible stats over here. All players have a great shooting percentage out of the starting three. And the Dart Frogs are going to have to scramble to make stuff up for themselves. They've got 12 games played from Preston, 14 from Smitty, and 14 from Boulder God. 11 goals Preston, 9 Smitty, 8 Boulder God. Mongo looking like a third man for them. So it's really just going to come down to who is going to be able to convert more goals here and who's going to be able to capitalize off of more slip-ups. But most teams, or most players, no matter whose side you're on, do look like they're going to be standing tall and strong and showing off for us on this contender streak.
Yes, as Boulder God's trying to take control, Dauntless is keeping themselves back. They're very patient, as you can see. Financial trying to take control, and decent hit away by Smitty, or keeping Financial away. Nice put in by Financial Greed, but Deweese not able to make it as Preston drives by as well. So those are the mishits that we can't have if you're trying to beat a 16-0 team. And they're 16-0 for a reason, because they probably don't make as many mistakes either, or you're just not capitalizing off them. As a double miss by Preston Dew and Realtar. Preston Dew trying to keep it in. A nice hit towards goal, just hitting off the side bar right there. Smitty going a little past Realtar, who actually, I would say, faked him out. Boulder making a nice play, gets bumped, can't quite get another touch on it, as Financial Greed's going to hit it away, and Deweese making his play. Backing away a bit, with Boulder God keeping it in. Financial Greed bouncing it off the front of his car. Preston Dew with a nice catch, trying to get it around Deweese, but Deweese able to come in, get it away, looking for the demo, does demo, pushing Smitty back as well. So they're a little discombobulated right now. Had a chance for a shot on goal, unable to get there as Financial Greed didn't quite pull the trigger. Deweese still keeping it in, with Preston Dew with a nice catch. And so far, it does look like Dauntless is putting on a lot of pressure, but the Dart Frogs are keeping up with it, as Preston can't quite get over the top of that. Boulder God trying to come in, does clean it up, and that's going to open the scoring. Dart Frogs taking the lead against Dauntless.
You know, not the start we were expecting at all out of Dart Frogs, but very happy to see it because Boulder God slots that one away and puts the Dart Frogs up 1-0. Really, a little bit early in the game. Still, we got plenty of game left to play for the Dauntless to be able to turn that one around. Great save there comes from Boulder God, and unable to capitalize his financial greed. That goes just right at the post. Boulder God stands tall once again, and goal by financial greed. Gonna have an opportunity. Smitty turns that one away. Smitty now gets an opportunity here. Great pass from Boulder God, goes upfield. Smitty's gonna go for a bump or a demo there. Come back around, be able to get a touch on that ball, and keep it into the end of the Dauntless. Financial greed turns that one out though. Financial's gonna try to make a touch in the corner here. He gets a touch off towards the middle of the field. It goes a little bit hard off the corner. He's going to be able to put that one back in at the end of the Dart Frogs. Now Dauntless look like they are kind of settled in and they are ready to attack.
Yes, it definitely looks like a nice demo right there by Boulder and Financial, but I have to admit, Dart Frogs, I was a little surprised at being as aggressive as they're being, but it's another way to get Dauntless off their side. Financial trying to make a play on it, couldn't quite do it, and a great defensive play by Smitty. Preston Dew looking like a pass off back wall. There's a great pass. Smitty can't quite get there. Great play by Deweese with a block save, and it gets all the way to the other side. So not only did they block it, save it, but they're able to clear it. So that's a triple whammy for Deweese right there. Realtar keeping it in. Deweese making a play on it, getting it back post. No! They just aren't getting their goals to go. They are still being very aggressive and getting the shots. You just got to think that some of these are eventually going to go in. Dew doesn't go up for it. Deweese is going to hit it, but not get the dunk they were looking for. Preston getting it around Realtar, getting it over Financial. Can they get that final hit? No! Getting it and hitting off the side of their car, setting themselves up beautifully, but not able to make that. Deweese doesn't chase his own hit. Boulder God's trying to catch it, does not get the touch they're looking for as well. Deweese going to try to hit it, and it does get the hit. Back post as Smitty moves up a little too far, and that ties the game up with 1:21 to go in this game.
The touch off the corner from Financial, setting up Deweese over towards the corner, and he's able to get that angle and put it off of the back post where no defender was waiting for the save. But now we have 1-1 because of that. Another opportunity comes. Deweese is going to be able to put away his second goal right off the kickoff, and Dauntless are showing off why they have so many goals to speak for themselves. They are just too in your face all the time, but Dart Frogs were able to combat that pretty nicely over in the first half of the game or so. So Dart Frogs, don't feel like you are out of it by any means. You are only one goal down, and a great kickoff can change that. This might be it. Deweese turns that one away. Boulder God trying to chase and gets that bump off of Deweese, trying to get that demo, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to. He doesn't have the speed generated for it, but now Spinny turns it away towards Preston. Preston's going to make a touch on it, put it towards the other wall. He's going to try to keep up with it with Realtar. It's a 50. Preston is still continuing this pressure. Now Smitty trying to clean up, gets one touch around the defender, one more to beat. Deweese is going to put that one towards the end of the Dart Frogs. Another opportunity comes, and it's going to go a little bit wonky there. Nobody going to be able to make that touch, but here comes Financial Greed. He puts a shot on, but Smitty stands tall. Smitty over here with 19 saves, and he is showing off his prowess in the defensive end nicely there. But 30 seconds now, or just about 30 seconds now, as the clock slowly ticks down. We still have a 2-1 scoreline in favor of your Dauntless.
Yes, as Preston getting a little bit of mistouch, trying to do a backwards pass, a deflection by Realtar. So this actually has a chance if he can get a nice little hit here. He can't get on top of his car, and Dew and Financial do a 50. Boulder God trying to get a touch with Deweese, able to flick it around. Smitty making a dangerous play, nobody back, but the 50 getting it enough time for Preston to get back. A nice catch by him. That is going to be a great 50 by Financial. Hit off the back by wall by Boulder. That is going to sit up top. Can Preston get underneath it? No, Realtar is going to come off the wall and slam it to the other side and end this game with Dauntless winning 2-1 and Deweese scoring both goals within 10 seconds of each other? 5 seconds?
Definitely really, really close, because I mean, it was a kickoff goal, right? So those two goals are really what made or broke this game, obviously. But Dauntless are showing why they are really so good in the offensive end. They were putting on a lot of pressure. They were putting on a lot of opportunities for themselves. They have 7 shots total. Not all of the shots that they were putting on were necessarily like lethal shots, but that pressure alone is what broke down the Dart Frogs. But Dart Frogs were looking really, really, really solid in the beginning couple of minutes of the game. They did strike first, too. Boulder God getting a goal for the Dart Frogs. But it ultimately came down to the Dauntless wanted it more, and Deweese especially wanted it more to keep this undefeated streak of theirs, and they are able to do so at 17-0 now as this series of 4 continues. Remember, it is a series of 4. It's not a best of 4 games front to back. we play all four, regardless of the scoreline. We had a sweep happen last series. We're hoping for something incredible to happen in this one. Dart Frogs versus Dauntless. We'll see who's going to want game 2 more.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this. Can the Dart Frogs keep up the little pressure they had before? I really don't see if the Dart Frogs do what they did in the beginning. I don't see this being an easy 4-0 game, or Dauntless has an easy chance to lose. Smitty gonna come up, can't quite get the hit off the sidewall. Great pass. Boulder Guard gonna keep it in, with Smitty keeping it in, but the rotations are a little lacking as Preston Dew is a little too far away to try to keep that ball in. They just need to stay aggressive and keep Dauntless on their toes. Realtar trying to clear it in, with Smitty looking like they're going to catch it. They miss hit. Or no, they didn't even touch it, sorry. Boulder God giving it to Financial. Financial's going to hit off the back wall to Deweese, who went up for it, just missing it. Smitty able to kind of clear it. Preston off the side wall. Ball's going to great bump by Deweese on Boulder God as Financial going to put a shot on goal, hit away by Smitty. Smitty's going to center this. Deweese going to keep it back. Nobody there. He's going to follow it away. Smitty with a great back and forth with Financial hitting it just over Deweese's head. This is getting pretty intense. We're turning this into volleyball. This is no longer Rocket League. Boulder guy Financial with a shot on goal. Nice save again by Smitty. Deweese a shot on goal as well with Preston hitting it away. The ball hasn't landed in a while yet. Financial Greed keeping it up. Boulder God finally knocked it to the ground, and the ball really, really wanted that. As you can probably tell, that ball was in the air for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both teams look very, very good in the air. Both teams look very aggressive. Dauntless look especially aggressive here with this first minute and a half game played or so. Now Smitty's trying to change that and get it into the end of the Dauntless. He's able to do so. Deweese can't quite make the touch, but Realtar turns that one away. Off into the corner it goes. Deweese turns once again for it. Preston's going to be able to put it back into the end. A little bit dangerous here for Dauntless. Smitty gets a 50. It's going to go off the backboard. Any defender there for it. Realtar turns that one away to the right wall. Smitty once again turning for it, can't quite make the touch that they were wanting, and Financial Greed puts an opportunity for themselves off a little bit to the right of the net. Now Realtar dumping it back in, or can't quite make his touch. Deweese can't quite make the touch. Lots of whifty-whifties here. But Financial Greed finally saving a shot from Boulder. A little bit more pressure coming out of the Dart Frogs here in this last minute or so. Really liking to see a little bit more out of the Dart Frogs. It's been very, very back and forth. But both teams still looking really, really solid. You know, I mean, it is a little bit nerve-wracking being on stream. We touch on that a lot, and sometimes nerves do have a little bit of a part to play in these games and in these score lines. But we're into game 2, halfway into game 2. Now we should see players starting to shine through and settle down.
Yes, as both teams are doing a great job this game, being patient. Oh, nice demo right there by Deweese and Financial Greed as we transfer over yet again the transfer goal. Great 50 by Boulder and Deweese, but Deweese decides to go straight for the person front post. Preston had to pause right there. So not only does the demo come in, but he had to wait a little bit to see if he got bumped. Couldn't turn in time, and a great, great goal by Dauntless. That is the teamwork we're talking about. You have to be on your toes at all times because they have a very good overall game. It's not that one of them can save, not that one of them can score. They can all pretty much do it. And in my opinion, since Callie's only played 2 games, she's probably the best among the 4.
Definitely a little bit of praise there going for the captain, but this Dauntless team does look strong. But this Dart Frogs is trying to change that. They're trying to get a win on the board for themselves and a win away from this undefeated Dauntless team thus far. Will it happen? You know, you'll just have to watch and see. But right now they do lead 1-0, and they are on the attack. The Financial Greed is going to be able to put a touch into the corner, but Smitty turns that one away. Now Deweese waiting patiently in the midfield. Psychs out Boulder, gets it past Smitty. Can he do it all? He's going to be able to get it around Preston. He does! He gets it around everybody. All 3 defenders from the Dart Frogs are going to be scrambling. 1, 2, ready, wait for it. There's the shot, and then bang! 3. A little bit of miscalculation there from Preston. It was very, very close, but what a play from the Dauntless team, and more specifically, Deweese.
Yes, he's, in my opinion, for what I've been playing, the offense kind of runs through him. Actually, not that the team runs through him, but when he kind of dictates how they play. As you can see, another bump. They kind of feed off of him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He's bumped, he scores goals, he can assist. He's, I think, one of the top players in the contender tier, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
I mean, if he's not, he's definitely showing that he deserves that spot because what a game played by him so far. He's been
Hmm.
on both sides of the field. He's been putting away goals. He's been assisting goals. He's been doing everything in his power to be able to turn this Dauntless game, into Dauntless' favor. And they're 3-0 because of it right now in this game. But absolutely ridiculous play out of Deweese out of this last minute or so. That bump play, very, very nice. Now, we do want to see a little bit of something happen here from the Dart Frogs. They're trying to do just that. Preston's in the corner with it, trying to get a pass off. An unfortunate 50 from Financial. They put it off the corner. Deweese turns that one out towards the midfield. Boulder got dumping it back into the end of Dauntless. Great shot opportunity. Here comes Preston, puts that one off towards the left wall. Now Financial Greed's going to dump it back into the end of the Dart Frogs. Deweese trying to put another shot on. He does, but Smitty once again standing tall in net. Smitty is the only thing standing between Dauntless and just an open net. He has a savior medal and is playing insane on the goal line, like we were kind of trying to predict there with the stat line. Another opportunity comes, and Preston gets a great goal, and 3-1.
That's a great pass right there by Smitty. Smitty has been playing very fast. Preston and Boulder God are not as quick as Smitty's being right now, and Smitty doing that quickness, if they can keep up with him, they're going to be able to do that a little bit more often than they have. Smitty, nice deflection, getting it in. It's still 3-1 under 10 seconds left, but if you can show a little bit of moxie at the end of this game, you can go into the third game with a little bit of momentum, even though you've lost 3-1. So Dauntless winning that one, but I'd like to see a little bit more of aggression out of Dart Frogs. Stay in Dauntless's zone. Don't let them. I know that I know Dauntless can bang the ball down and get some really nice shots off of those centers, but play a little bit more aggressive. You'll put them on their toes and get some goals in there.
Definitely. I mean, it is so hard to break out against this Dauntless squad.
Yes.
Look at the shots. Look at the saves. Because of those shots, all players seem to be coordinating nicely over here on the Dauntless squad. And Dart Frogs, you guys are doing well as well. You have
Yes.
7 saves down there. 7 saves out of the, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to count all the way up towards, what is that? 12? Maybe? Oh, 11 shots. So 7 for the 11 shots accounted for on your save stat line. I can't do math. And we're
We play
going to go
Rocket
into
League,
game
we don't
number
count.
3. Yeah, exactly. I'm a Rocket League player. I can't read, right? That's why all my 50s are bad.
We got the fans in the chat agreeing a little bit. Dark Frogs actually playing pretty well. I agree with 100%. They're playing very well. They should be proud of themselves. I know it's a moral victory, but if they can nail this one down, be a little bit aggressive. And again, the aggressive comes with the caveat that Dauntless can make you pay real bad if you miss. So trying to pick the aggression points is one of the hardest things to do, but showing when they are aggressive, they have shown that they can really put Dauntless back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, definitely picking your battles and really honing in on your decision making and hoping that it's going to be the correct decision in the end is really most of the battle that comes with Rocket League. It's a super, super mental game. We all know it. We all love it ish. I say ish because some people have a love-hate relationship. I know I'm definitely one of them. But I am loving the gameplay I'm seeing here from this contender team. And it looks like the Dauntless are going to try to strike early. And Yields are up really early for that one. They can't quite put that one away. Preston 2's going to center it towards Smitty. And it gets turned away by the defense. Realtar is going to be able to meet it in the midfield. Now 50 over in the corner with Boulder God. Deweese dumping it into the midfield. Smitty's turning that one away. And once again, your Dauntless are on the attack.
Yes, they stay in this zone. And when you a nice bump by Financial Greed, the goal was wide open yet again, and that's something they got to get back. They got to get back. Got to get quick. Dauntless is on, always moving forward, and they like to keep the ball in the opposite zone. Makes sense, kind of a self-explanatory, but I mean, if you've noticed, they barely go back to their side. Luis looked like he had a chance to go for the back corner boost and turned right around when he saw that the ball is still in this zone, and I don't know how long the ball's been here, but it's been here for probably at least 20 seconds now. Financial Greed trying to make a shot on goal does. Smitty still there, still playing really hard. as Deweese keeps it in. Preston has a chance to get it out of the zone, and finally it crosses the midfield line, so Dart Frogs really need to pick it up a little bit.
No, I mean, I would definitely agree, but the pressure that they are able to fend off is almost unbearable at times, it seems. I mean, so often we saw players with 0 boost, but Preston's going to be able to strike first for Dart Frogs. Once again, in game number 3, we find the Dart Frogs going up early within that first couple minutes, and they strike first with really a great goal, you know, just going over the defender off the back post. It goes top right corner. And now 1-0, your Dart Frogs get another lead here. Can they be able to mount this a little bit better for themselves? Can they put themselves a little bit better position? And unfortunately, a miscalculated touch from Boulder God. It's going to tie the game up here. Financial Greed, a great kickoff goal once again coming from Dauntless.
Yes, and if you're Boulder God, you're really what you got to do right now is say, that never happened. Game's tied. It's cool. We played a great first 2 minutes. Continue to play the same 2 minutes. And they will, they'll do pretty well. Smitty and Realtar trying to meet. Smitty actually taking 2 players on, trying to get around Boulder, but the 50 is going to land right in front of Deweese, who actually hits it wide. That's a little weird to see that, to be honest. Boulder God's going to take it to the corner, and they center it to Preston. No, Realtar's able to get it around as Boulder not able to make a play. Realtar getting met by Smitty with Preston backing him up. Deweese hitting it towards center. Financial Greed going to go up for it, banging it, but way off top left. Deweese keeping it in, and yes, they're back in the zone. Deweese throwing it completely the other side, doing a little spin and getting away from it. Preston's going to try to get it out. That's actually going to be 50'd and centered. Boulder not able to make the play. Financial Greed on back wall to Deweese. That's another back wall to Financial Greed, who gets actually Smitty away. And yes, again, another situation where Dauntless has been in that zone for almost a full minute now, as Preston getting it to the other side.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of pressure here. Another opportunity comes, but Smitty turns that one away. This Dauntless squad looking really good through this couple minutes here. So, and Dart Frogs really good as well, because you held them to like what, 1 goal through this entire game, and it really, you guys striking first have kind of reeled them back in a little bit, brought them back down to earth. But they're going to be able to put on a little bit more pressure here in the midfield. Realtar is going to be able to be met with a 50 by Smitty, and now another opportunity for Dart Frogs, but can't quite get it. Financial Greed is too quick to turn it away, and now Deweese carrying it over to the field. Offensive side of the field for themselves. It goes out towards the midfield. An opportunity goes wide. Deweese, can you clean it up? You do. 2-1. You're Dauntless.
Yes, and Realtar with a nasty demo at the end, pushing it towards that side. That was a shot on goal. I'll take those any day, but it lands exactly where it needs to be, where Deweese cleans it up. What a demo, though, and Realtar bumping Smitty at the end to let him know I'm still here, and we still got 1:13 to go. Financial Greed and Smitty meeting at the kickoff. Boulder going to center it. I see Dew going up for it. Can he get the dunk? No, it's going to go a little bit too high. Smitty and Financial going to meet, and they do. Smitty winning that one, but Deweese cleaning that up, and with Realtar going through, trying to get a nice hit on that. Preston actually getting it back. Does it go over Financial? Almost a shot on goal. Can't clean up his own shot, with Smitty keeping it in and Financial clearing that out. So Boulder got unable to push up forward. Probably a good move, because if he did, with a miss it right there, if he did, I think that would have been a goal. And Preston going up for it, getting a nice touch, but not the touch looking for, with Realtar clearing it back to the other side, and again, spending time in their zone. And a shot on goal by Deweese hits the crossbar underneath it, trying to catch it, bumping Smitty out of the way, staying with it. Deweese is all over the place, hitting that ball to the other side, and Preston trying to take control with under 20 seconds left.
Yeah, final seconds ticking down on the clock in this one. We got under 10 now, and the Dauntless are just ruthless. They're coming after them for everything that they've got. Clock hits 0. We got a little bit of extracurriculars. Still going to be kept up by Deweese. He's going to put it off into the corner, and that one's going to go once again in the way of the Dauntless. We are on the cusp of having 2 sweeps tonight. We are 1 game away from the Dauntless clinching another sweep series. I'm going to knock on wood, because every time I predict a sweep, or every time I comment about a sweep, you know, it ends up going the opposite way. So I don't want anybody's hopes to be ruined on either side. So I'm gonna see if I can get this. Yeah, that's wood. Okay, I knocked on it. So you can't fault me. The caster curse is not real. We're going to get into game number 4 in just a couple of seconds here. But we have a decision to make over on Dart Frogs, right? Your 3 here have not been working necessarily. They're not doing bad by any means. Do you make the substitution, bringing in that 4th man and trying to change up the momentum of the game with doing so?
Yes, and I'm looking forward to seeing what their strategy is. We've got the fans calling for Cali, although if I'm Dauntless, I'm probably continuing the streak. It seems weird to. I mean, you're 16 and 0, 19 and 0 now. You might as well if you've pretty much continued. That being said, it would be interesting to see a change. I don't see anything going on that's different. Believe I see Boulder God. Everybody's in. No changes, so they're going to try to redeem their 3-0 deficit and get one on the board, so to avoid a sweep.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest here with you. I'm pretty good friends with Callie. She and I spend a lot of time together in various servers, and I know she is super, super competitive. And as a captain, she wants her team to be super, super competitive. So, not really surprised that she doesn't put herself in that situation. But this 3 from Dauntless stands strong. We have Financial Greed, Real Tar, Killer, and we have Deweese over here. Deweese being the star of this series so far, in my opinion, trying to put every opportunity that he can away into the back of the net of the Dart Frogs. Dart Frogs desperately need to come out first. Every time that they've been able to score first, they've played a lot better during the rest of the game. Those are when we're seeing those closer score lines from the Dart Frogs. So if you want any chance, I believe it's to strike first and to continue mounting that pressure because you have gotten off that first shot.
Yeah, I agree. Every single time, and yes, obviously, the Dauntless team has won every single game, but in the games that they have been scored on first, they have had to really. And there's the Real Tar making a great touch, a nice finesse touch. Didn't really slam it in. So really good hit here. Spinning at the end to just throw a little bit off and lands underneath the crossbar. So not looking good, but I'll be honest, I would love to see the Dart Frogs come out and really push the envelope here. Throw yourselves, not necessarily into the ball, but throw yourselves into places that you haven't been all 3 games. Give yourself a chance to take those centers that your teammates are giving you and try to make a play on them. As Financial Greed and Preston meet in the middle, and Smitty trying to take control. Another miss right there. So without these misses, and Real Tar is going to try to make this, without these misses, it's a different game, but that is Contender's way.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you had to have known coming into this that the Dauntless squad was going to be tough. But you have done an incredible job at keeping up on your side of things. You've got goals scored, you've got tight games and score lines for yourselves. Dart Frogs have definitely not been really out of any game, in my opinion. They've always been trying to put on opportunity after opportunity, some of them going well for themselves, others of them not. But those tight-knit scorelines definitely do look good, no matter who you are. You say you 2-1 an undefeated team twice on a stream. That is definitely going to give me a little bit of confidence, at least going into this 3rd game. So it's just a matter of converting that confidence into momentum. And I think that the Dart Frogs are going to be able to do just that a little bit more so as we get into these final 3 minutes or so. Another shot opportunity comes, but I mean, still, Dart Frogs are standing strong.
Yes, I agree. They definitely not backing down. Even with all these demos, as soon as they get back, they've been doing a pretty good job of figuring out where they are. Especially when you do come back, you don't know where you're going to end up. The spawn locations, I don't quite understand. So that's like maybe 3 or 4 demos, bang, 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 and they haven't gotten scored on, and the ball has kind of sat in front of their net. So, like you said, they really haven't. They're not giving up, and they've done a good job of keeping their composure, especially on stream. So they should be proud of themselves as the 1-0 deficit comes to halfway at the end of the game. Deweese trying to take control. Preston can't quite catch up, so we have a 1-on-2 with Deweese, and he is able to get it around 2 people as Boulder God is a little too spicy and doesn't quite go back post. And there's Deweese. Between Deweese and Crow, I think we've called their names a lot in these past 8 games.
Oh, they are definitely standout players in my book for their tiers. Definitely playing above par with both prospect and now contender. Uh, but still, the Dart Frogs are fighting. You know, nobody can tell me that the Dart Frogs did not come into this game knowing it was going to be hard, and that's exactly what they needed to do there. Is Preston puts one on from Smitty. But this fighting spirit that lives within the Dart Frogs, that lives within the Jungle franchise, you know, they're not wanting to give up. They're fighting tooth and nail to get back into this. And that goal by Preston, passed by Smitty, is going to get them within 1 goal of tying this game.
Yes, and we'll see what happens here. Realtar's just going to come right back, however, so as soon as you transfer...
I'm telling you, it's going to be at least... I'm hoping for at least in 1 more time, just so I could say we hit 5, but right now we're sitting at 4. So
yeah.
More transfer goals. I don't know if anybody else was agreeing with me with 5, but I mean, here we are, you know.
We're very, very close, so we'll see what happens coming up. Smitty's going to take control. Actually, both of them are going to go away, Preston and Smitty. Realtar with another shot on goal and can't clean it up. And who's there? Deweese is able to clean it up in the top.
Of course he's there. Of course he's there. Deweese is just playing amazing tonight. He came up onto the stream. He was ready to perform. He was ready to put some shots on. He's ready to put the goals in the back of the net. He has done just that. It's now 4-1, and Deweese has 2 of those goals. And then Realtar, who we haven't really mentioned or talked about too horribly much, also has 2 goals. They both have assists. Another one coming here for financial. Everybody's getting stats here. It's now struck a disastrous point for the Dart Frogs.
Yeah, it's one of those when it rains, it pours games. They've been playing so hard, and now balls are starting to go in. We did see, I do remember that Dauntless was hitting those balls and getting the crossbars and the side, and they just weren't going in, and now everything they touch seems to be going in. So we're going to see if they score a couple more here. That's actually a possibility as Realtar. That's a shot on goal. I'm not sure if they got a save for that, but that was a sort of a center by Smitty, because when you do that to Deweese and company, they will shoot that ball, so you got to be ready in the back end. Boulder God trying to get in front of that Realtar, able to win that. Smitty hitting the back wall, trying to do their own, but Deweese is able to meet right there. Boulder God winning that one, sort of, but can't get that demo. Deweese is going to flick it towards... towards goal, actually, of Smitty in front. That's going to be a back goal. Deweese is going to another cleanup. Yes, it is. Oh, it's not. Not yet. Great save.
What
I'm
a great
so sorry.
save.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Boulder has a chance to take it downfield. No. Yes, he does get it in there, and that's going to be a 5-2 game with under a minute to go.
I love that you're on like this emotional roller coaster right now, because I'm riding the same wave since you are, dude. Like, it's been so back and forth here on both goal lines for the past minute or so. The 2-5 scoreline really doesn't represent how well the Dart Frogs are playing against this Dauntless squad, but Dauntless is just too good. They are just playing out of their minds. Like you said earlier, when it rains, it pours. Everything they touch seems to turn to gold, and 2-5 is the scoreline coming into this last minute or so. But still, Dart Frogs not wanting to give an inch here for the Dauntless. You know, you might have this win, or you might think you have this win, but we're still going to put everything that we have into these final 30 seconds. And they're on the offensive attack right now because of that. You know, Smitty's trying to dump it back in. Preston's now up for it. An opportunity comes. Realtar turns that one away towards the midfield. He's up early for it. Can he beat the defender? He does. It's going to go off the backboard. Can anybody clean it up? Deweese, uncharacteristic miss from him, opens up the goal. And Preston's going to be able to capitalize off of that. Now 5-3. Like I said, Dart Frogs are here to fight and put up numbers, and they have done just that against this Dauntless team.
Yes, they definitely have 5-1. You would think that maybe a little bit of a defense comes in. No, they scored 2 goals. Maybe if I'm them, I cheat if you're a little crazy. Just throw the ball to the other side. Go for it. You have really nothing to lose. You lose 6-3 as opposed to 5-3. It's the same exact thing, but Financial Greed going to hit it up. Realtar looking like they got Deweese off of that. Like, Deweese, no, I want a shot at this. So maybe he's preventing stat padding. I don't know. But win by Dauntless and a nice sweep. Great game by both teams. And I have to, like you said before, proud of Dart Frogs for putting up a massive fight, especially 13 shots to 3 that game. And they still... you could say only lost 5-3.